The home I bought, the home they stole. I never imagined that the house I worked for, saved for, and sacrificed for would become the very place I'd be thrown out of. But life has a strange way of pulling the, please don't forget to subscribe our channel, and tell us where are you from watching our stories in below comment. Let's start. Ground from under you. Especially when the people doing it are the same ones who raised you, kissed your forehead at night, and once promised to stand beside you no matter what. It all began on a warm, Sunday morning, the kind of morning that should have meant peace. Sunlight came through the living room window, lighting up the fresh paint I had chosen myself. It had taken me nearly 10 years of overtime shifts, skipping vacations, and eating cheap breakfast to pay the down payment on this house. When I finally signed the papers, I cried, quietly, in the office bathroom, thinking I had finally achieved something extraordinary. I bought the house not just for myself, but to give my parents a secure place to stay whenever they wanted to visit. Their home in our hometown was old, crumbling, and full of memories they refused to let go of. I never forced them to move in with me. I simply told them, this home is yours too, whenever you need it. At first they were happy, proud. My father walked through every room with his hands behind his back, inspecting the corners like a king reviewing his palace. My mother wiped the kitchen counter and smiled. You did well, she said. Your sister will be so proud too. My sister, though, she never said much. She always had a strange tension with me. Maybe it was because life had been harder on her. An early marriage? 2 kids, a husband who walked out. She carried her struggles like a badge of entitlement, believing everyone owed her something because life had treated her unfairly. I helped her whenever I could. Money for school supplies for her kids, paying her electricity bill when she couldn't, even driving across the city when her son had a fever. I did these things because I had a good job, not because I wanted to be praised. But somewhere along the way, she started expecting it. And my parents, they always seemed to bend toward her. She was the fragile one, the broken one, the one who needed support. But I needed support too. I just never said it out loud. 2 months after I settled into my new home, everything changed. I came back from work one evening, exhausted, my mind foggy with deadlines and office noise. As soon as I stepped through the front door, I heard voices, loud ones, my mother's, my sister's children running around. Then my sister herself, standing in the hallway with folded arms and a glare. What's going on? I asked. My mother walked up to me, her face unusually serious. Your sister and the kids are moving in, she said. Just until they find a better place. I took a breath, slow, controlled. Okay, but why didn't anyone tell me before? My sister scoffed. Why do you need to know? Aren't we family? The way she said it, sharp and cutting, pierced deeper than I expected. I nodded, trying to stay calm. Family, yes. But this is my home. I deserve to know whose. My father cut me off. Don't make a scene. Your sister needs help. I didn't argue. I simply walked to my room, shut the door, and told myself it was temporary. A few days, a few weeks at most, I could adjust. But days turned into weeks, and the weeks slowly strangled me. Her kids scribbled on my walls. My sister filled the kitchen cabinets with things I didn't use and threw out food I bought because no one eats that. My parents visited more often, sometimes without calling. Slowly, the house I bought began to feel like a place where I existed only as a guest. Then the real blow came. One evening, I returned home earlier than usual. My parents, sister, and her kids were all sitting in the living room. The air was thick, tense, and my father stood up as soon as he saw me. We need to talk, he said. I set my bag down. What happened? My mother exchanged a glance with my father. My sister stared at me with a strange satisfaction, as if she already knew what was about to happen. My father cleared his throat. Your sister and the kids need stability. They need a home, and we've decided that they should have this house. I frowned. What do you mean they should have this house? I bought this house. My mother stepped forward. You're single. You don't have responsibilities. You can manage anywhere. But they can't. Look at the children. They need space, a safe environment. Her landlord increased the rent again. How is she supposed to survive? I felt the room tilt slightly. My hands grew cold. So what are you saying? I asked quietly. That I should move out of my own house? My sister shrugged. You can rent a place closer to your office. It'll be easier for you. The calm inside me snapped. I bought this house, I repeated. With my own money. My own years of effort. You can't just decide to give it away. My father's face hardened. We're not giving it away. We're asking you to adjust. No, I said. You're asking me to sacrifice. My sister rolled her eyes. Stop acting like a victim. You're not the only one struggling. My mother's voice rose. Your sister has children. How can you be so selfish? I stared at her, stunned. Selfish? For wanting the roof I built for myself? The argument grew louder. Words flew like stones. My father accused me of forgetting family values. My mother said I had changed, become cold. My sister told me I was privileged and didn't need the house as much as she did. Finally, my father pointed toward the door. If you can't understand the situation, then leave. We don't want to argue anymore. I laughed, bitter, hollow. You're kicking me out? From my own house? My mother's face tightened. Just leave for a while until everyone calms down. But I knew what she meant. This wasn't temporary. They wanted the house. They wanted me gone. Something inside me shattered quietly. Without a word, I went to my room, grabbed a small bag, packed some clothes, and walked toward the front door. No one stopped me. No one asked me where I was going. Not even my mother. Her eyes were fixed on the floor. My father looked away. My sister smirked, and in that moment, I understood something cruel. Blood doesn't guarantee loyalty. Family doesn't guarantee love. And home isn't a place you buy. It's a place you're allowed to stay. I walked into the night with nothing but keys that no longer opened anything for me. I rented a single-room apartment the next day. It was small, noisy, and smelled faintly of paint thinner. But at least it was mine. At least no one could throw me out. In the quietness of those first nights alone, I wondered what I had done to deserve this. I replayed every sacrifice I had made, every bill I paid for them, every holiday I skipped to send money home, every time I swallowed my pain to be the strong one. It hurt. More than betrayal. It felt like erasure, as if all my years of love had meant nothing. But life, as always, moves. 3 months passed. Then one morning my phone rang. It was my mother. She didn't ask how I was. She didn't apologize. She only said in a trembling voice, "Your sister's kids broke some plumbing. The house is flooded. They're asking if you can come help." I closed my eyes. 3 months ago I would have dropped everything. But now I understood. "I don't live there anymore," I said quietly. "It's not my house." There was silence, a long one. Then she whispered, "Your father. He said maybe you should come back. Maybe we were too harsh." I didn't answer immediately, because the truth was I had changed. I had learned. I had grown. "I forgave you," I finally said. "But I'm not coming back. I'm building a new life. And this time, I'm building it for myself." I heard her sniffle. I heard the regret in her voice. But my heart felt lighter. For the first time in my life, I chose me. Months later, I bought another house, a smaller one, cozier, brighter, and when I opened the door for the first time, I whispered to myself, "This time, no one gets to take it away from me." I placed the first piece of furniture, a small lamp, on the living room table. I turned it on. The light filled the room, and for the first time in a long time, I felt at home. Not because of the walls, not because of the roof, but because I finally learned that home is built on respect, not blood, and I finally respected myself enough to walk away. The second house, the second life. The new house I bought was not grand, not impressive, not the kind that would make neighbors whisper or relatives brag. It was small, a 2-bedroom home with cream-colored walls and a garden patch that could barely hold 3 rose bushes. But every inch of it felt like a promise of peace, a promise that no one would take my key and lock me out again. I moved in quietly, without telling many people. No housewarming party, no celebration, just me in a silent room waiting to be filled with a life. I hadn't yet learned how to rebuild. But loneliness, when it settles, is a strange companion. Silence becomes louder than noise. For weeks I went to work, returned home, ate alone, slept alone. And though I felt free, I also felt a hollow ache, one only family could create. The betrayal they left me with was heavy, but so was the bond that wouldn't completely die. One evening after work, I stopped at a small plant shop. I picked up a tiny snake plant, something easy to care for, something that wouldn't ask too much from me. When I brought it home and placed it on the living room shelf, I whispered, "You won't leave me, right?" It was a ridiculous thing to say, but grief makes children out of grown men. I learned that the hard way. A call from the past. 3 months after moving in, my phone rang again. This time it wasn't my mother. It was a number I didn't recognize. "Hello?" I answered. A small voice came through, soft, trembling. "Uncle, it's me, Ria, my sister's daughter." My heart tightened. "Ria, are you okay?" She sniffled on the other end. "Mama and Nana are fighting. Everyone is shouting. Dadi is crying. Can you come, please?" I closed my eyes. My niece. The only one who ever hugged me without expecting anything in return. The only one who ran to the door screaming, "Mama's brother is here." Whenever I visited, "I'll come," I said quietly. "I'm on my way." I didn't know what storm I was walking into. I didn't know if they would slam the door on my face. But the child's voice, it was enough. I drove back to the very home I bought, the one I walked away from. And as I reached the gate, I froze. The paint on the door was peeling. The garden was dead. My sister's kids' bicycles lay broken in the front yard. Something about it all felt symbolic. The house looked just like our relationships, neglected and rotting. I knocked once. The door opened to chaos. My father was yelling. My sister was arguing back. My mother was standing between them, tears streaming down her face. Ria sat in a corner, hugging her knees with red, frightened eyes. No one noticed me until my mother lifted her head. She froze. Then, in a voice I had never heard from her, not even on the worst days, she whispered, "You came." I didn't answer. I just stepped inside. Asurin, the truth explodes. "What's happening?" I asked, but no one spoke. Finally, my father broke the silence. "Your sister's husband is back. He wants her and the kids to move with him. He's demanding money too. He said he'll take legal action if we don't help." My sister snapped, "Don't make it sound like I want this. He threatened to take the kids if I don't go with him." "And what do you plan to do?" my father asked. She looked desperate. "I don't know. But I can't stay here anymore. It's falling apart, and you two can't handle the kids alone." My mother turned to me, her eyes pleading. "We need help. We can't manage. Everything is breaking apart." "I left," I reminded them softly. "You pushed me out." My father winced, as if those words were knives. "We made a mistake," he said quietly. "We chose wrong." My sister scoffed. "So now you're saint? If you want to help, help. If not, leave." I looked at her, truly looked, and saw something I'd refused to see all these years. She wasn't evil. She was drowning, and she had dragged everyone down trying to survive. But survival doesn't excuse cruelty. "You never apologized," I said to her. "You never even admitted what you did." She looked away, "Because I didn't think you needed one." That was the moment I realized she might never understand what she had taken from me. But then, a small tug on my sleeve. "Ria." "Uncle," she whispered, "don't go." My heart cracked in half. "Asurin, the decision." I bent down beside her. "Are you okay?" She nodded slowly. "Dadaji and Mama fight every day. Daddy cries. Dadaji says the house is too much work. We shouldn't live here anymore." My father sighed heavily, sitting down on the sofa like a broken man. "I can't do this anymore," he admitted. "The house needs repairs. We don't have the money. We can't help your sister. We can't keep living on decisions driven by guilt and fear." My mother nodded silently, her shoulders shaking. For the first time since the day they threw me out, I didn't see them as villains. I saw them as flawed, tired people who made a terrible mistake because they loved someone too much and didn't love someone else enough. A strange calm settled inside me. "I'll help you," I said. Everyone looked up at once. "But not the way you think," I added. I continued. "Sell this house. Use the money to start fresh. All of you." My father blinked. "Sell it?" My sister's eyes widened. "But it's not a home anymore," I said firmly. "It's a battlefield. No one is happy here. Not you, not your kids, not our parents. Sell it. Find somewhere smaller, somewhere manageable, somewhere you can afford." My sister's lips trembled. "Where will we go?" "You can stay with me," I said softly, "but only temporarily, and with boundaries." She broke then, not in anger, but in relief she didn't know she needed. My mother covered her face and sobbed. My father looked at me with something like shame mixed with gratitude. "You would let us in after everything?" My mother whispered. "I'm letting go of the past," I said. "But I'm not letting you hurt me again." My father nodded, slowly, respectfully. For the first time in months, I felt seen. Asurin, a new beginning. 3 weeks later, the house was sold. My parents moved into a small rental near their old neighborhood. My sister found a tiny apartment close to her kids' school, and I helped her, but not as a savior, only as a brother, with limits. She apologized, not dramatically, not with tears, but genuinely, simple, soft, real. "I'm sorry for what I did," she said. "I was desperate, but I shouldn't have taken from you." I nodded. "Thank you for saying it." It wasn't forgiveness. Not immediately, but it was a start. My father visited my new home one afternoon. He looked around, smiled, and said, "You built a good life, even without us." I shook my head. "I wanted you in it." "I still do? Just Respectfully, he put his hand on my shoulder, the first real gesture of affection in years. "We'll do better," he promised. And this time, I believed him. Asurin, the closing moment. One night, sitting on my new porch, Ria ran up to me with a drawing. It was a house, 2-story, with a garden, and 5 stick figures standing together outside. "Is this our family?" I asked. She nodded. "But this time, it's your house, and everyone is smiling." I felt tears rise, because she had unknowingly drawn the ending I never thought I'd get. A home, not taken, but rebuilt. With forgiveness, not weakness. With distance, not resentment. With love, not sacrifice. And for the first time since everything fell apart, I whispered, This feels like home."